is the nuclear deal between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the 5+ powers: the United States, United Kingdom, France, China, Russia, France, and Germany. Finally, this past week, after a long and painful negotiations that extended for over maybe 2 years, the negotiators from the Islamic Republic of Iran and of those 6 countries were able to reach a deal. In this deal, as it was described by Mr. Jawad Zarif, the foreign minister of Iran, it was a win-win situation where everybody had nothing to lose, rather to win. And this is something deserves praise, especially to the Islamic Republic of Iran. After being so patient and resilient for over 3 decades, the Islamic Republic of Iran has been able to assert its rights, to make superpowers accept the Islamic Republic as the power that has the right to peaceful nuclear energy. Something that these countries were rebuffing for so many years, but finally they came to accept that fact. And indeed, this is a victory for Muslims, and this is a victory for Iran. And this is a victory for the patience demonstrated by Iranian negotiators to finally have the world acknowledge Iran's right to peaceful nuclear industry. Now, I have to be fair, and I also should commend President of the United States for taking this courageous stand by insisting on reaching peaceful solution with the Islamic Republic of Iran and avoiding the prospect of war. And if this shows anything, it shows that the President of the United States is a wise person, a man who's not interested in bloodshed, rather who's trying to amend relations and avoid wars. The vast majority of world countries celebrated and cheered this agreement. There were 2 countries who were very upset and angry over the agreement. In addition to some Republican senators and representatives, House representatives. They were upset and angry over the agreement. Who are these 2 countries that were upset extremely? Obviously, Iran and Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, Israel and Saudi Arabia. Israel was extremely upset. Netanyahu was hysterical. He was fuming. He was furious over last few days because of this agreement. He was so upset why the United States and the other 5 superpowers accepted a peaceful solution to this problem. Why? Because Mr. Netanyahu is not interested in peace. He seeks war. And he wants the United States to go to a war with Iran. And who will benefit from having a war with Iran? Israel, of course. So basically, Netanyahu wants the United States to go to war with Iran, while Israel stands idle and watching. Netanyahu wants the United States to pay the price, a heavy price, to send its troops and to get involved in a messy war so the Israeli interests are protected. And I'm not surprised by Netanyahu, because Netanyahu is nothing but poison, and poison does not generate but poison. I'm surprised at those Republican senators and representatives who have been vehemently criticizing the deal and criticizing the President of the United States for reaching this deal with Iran. I want to say to those senators and House representatives who are opposing this deal, what do you want? I asked the same question that President Obama asked you. What is the alternative? There is only one alternative for this deal, and that is war. Is that what you want? Yes. That's what some Republican senators and House representatives want. They want war. But no, we don't want war. War will benefit no one. War will only meet the interests of one country, and that is Israel. It does not benefit the interests of the United States. And I say to those senators and House of Representatives, stop seeking, protecting the interest of Israel. Rather, try to protect the interest of your own country, the United States. And the United States has no interest in going to war with Iran. And of course, I want to say to Saudi Arabia, shame on you. Shame on you, not one time, but 1,000,000 times. For opposing a peaceful deal between your neighboring Muslim country, Iran, and the superpower. What did Saudi want? They wanted war also. They wanted, I'm not surprised if Netanyahu wants war with Iran, but I am surprised when a country calls itself Islamic and carries the slogan of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah on its flag, yet insisting and lobbying the United States to go to war against another Muslim country. Shame on them. Shame on them for being so low, for being traitors to the interest of the Muslim Ummah. Today there was a very shocking article in New York Times, my dear brothers and sisters, on first page of New York Times, talking about leaked documents through WikiLeaks, Saudi documents that have been leaked recently. All these documents prove one point, that Saudi Arabia recently sees no enemy but one enemy, and that is Iran and Shiism. This is the New York Times. I'm not saying this. Go and read New York Times today. I still have it. First page. Spending millions upon millions of dollars to sabotage Iran and to attack the Shia school of thought and to try their best to contain what they call the Shia domination and expansion. Shame on them. They are not concerned about the Israeli expansion. They are not concerned about the expansion of the enemy of Islam. That they are upset why there are a few people in Mali or Mauritania or some Tajikistan are following the Ahlul Bayt school of thought. What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people who call themselves Muslims? Spending the gift, the oil revenues given to them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and instead of spending this money on helping Muslims, helping poor families, they are spending this money on waging civil war between Muslims, on adding fuel to the fire. And I hope Muslims will wake up soon and see what their rulers are doing. It's self-destructive. And instead of being united, they are being divided. They are trying to divide us further and make us weaker and weaker.